Do you have any exercises that you can do to strengthen, like, because I find my lower back hurts a lot, and it's probably because it is weak or when I'm fatigued I do things wrong. Is there anything that I can do to strengthen it?
Yeah, you should, because what people will tend to do is they'll stay away from kettlebell swings. In fact, I'm right in thinking that you do a little bit. So the way to work it is, it's like a mini fitness program within a program. So, for example, at Bootcamp now, if someone says, right, we're going to do some kettlebell swings, instead of the default setting going, right, well, I can't do kettlebell swings because of my lower back, the ideal should be, right, I'm going to do as many as I can until I start to feel it, then I'm going to change it. Because if we don't use it, we lose it. So if we never actually train like that, it's never going to get any stronger. And it's not only getting strength in your muscles, but it's getting confidence in your own mind as well. Who was it? It was you, Sharon. When you were doing the bear crawl, in your mind, every fourth step you had to drop down to your knees. That was in your mind, that. Your body didn't need to do that. It wasn't until you said, look, that is in your mind, let's go for a full lap. And you went, ding, 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 became the bear crawl queen, the rest is history. You know what I mean? It's as much about getting confidence in that as getting strength in the muscles as well. So.
A lot of it is mind over matter, isn't it? Like when you say, oh, I can't do that, you just shy away. Really, you can. And that's probably a lot of my downfall. I look at it and I think, oh no, I can't do that. But probably I could.
And I think it's just our human nature, is that fear of failure, which was drummed into us by our parents, you know what I mean? Oh, don't do that because it's dangerous, and I don't want to fail. And school is a massive thing that lines you up for that, you know what I mean? Everything's about getting great results and all this kind of stuff, But the one way around that is, is to think, the one way to get it is, regardless of whatever situation you go into, whatever you do, if you can say to yourself, I'm just going to do the best I can, you can never fail, can you?
No.
Because you've done the best you can. And for example, Polly, you had a really crap day on the 1,000 metre challenge today, right? There is a syndrome called unexplained underperformance syndrome in sport. When you look at sports psychology, and it's a true syndrome. You know what I mean? It's like, I just can't explain it, but you underperformed, and that's what you had this morning. And but if you'd have gone out and gone, well, I'm just going to do the best I can, and today it's shit. Well, you've done the best you can today. It might be that you're fatigued, you've not slept enough, you've not eaten enough, you're dehydrated, mindset's not right, you've got things going on at home. It could be any one of those factors, if not the culmination of all them factors. But as long as you're telling yourself you're doing the best you can in the efforts you've got, you're onto a winner, aren't you?
That's quite a good way of mentally looking after yourself, doing it like that as well, because I think that a lot of people in these sorts of rooms are really hard on themselves through failure, through failing in prior, but if you do it in that sense of it, it's not, if you do it to your best potential. When I started here, I got really upset walking behind people because I was so far behind them.
Yeah.
And Hannah was walking with me and she just said, don't worry about them, they'll all loop round. And then after the first walk, I got used to it, and I don't really care now because I know that I'm walking to my ability. So that's what you said about, which I think is really good. It doesn't make you as hard on yourself.
It's just wanting to be able to control that. So 2 weeks ago I did shit, but then last week I absolutely powered it out. This week, it's just, sometimes you wake up and you think, is it going to be a good day or not? And you should be able to, control that yourself. Be like, today will be a good day. And I guess that takes practice and mindset and all of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just harder.
But as well as that, here's an amazing thing, that if you can get this into your head, it's going to make a dramatic difference in everybody's lives, regardless whether you talk about fitness, nutrition, success, wealth, anything like that. And it's about goal setting. I know I've spoke about this to some people before, so sorry for going over all ground for them, but it's definitely worth sort of revising it. And that's, when we talk about setting goals and what have you, what we'll often do, so say we're here, we'll set a goal somewhere in the future, right? So, and the ideal, this is where I want to be, okay? Now, and then what we'll often do is we'll measure ourselves against that. But what this actually is it's a bit like the horizon. It's like when we walk towards it, the horizon's no closer. It's a point. The ideal is just not a point we can reach. You're never going to have the perfect image. You look at some of these top fitness models. Do you think they're happy with them body? They're not. The ideal doesn't exist. So what that does then, as we're looking forward at our goals, it knocks us back a little bit. Then what we'll always do then is resort back to our old habits because we're comfortable there, you know. So what I want to try and propose is that set your goals forward, but the way to measure you at the distance you've come is to look back, all right, and see what your progression is. Now, Polly, let's make it relevant to you. You turned up, you couldn't even get out of bed. You know what I mean? You've had a long-term ailment and all this kind of stuff. You couldn't get out of bed, right? And now we're talking about, well, I kind of underperformed in the 1,000 challenge. You know what I mean? Because we're measuring ourselves here. We had a good week last week. You know, that might be a freak good week, might it? You know? But if we look back now and go, oh, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? I couldn't even get out of bed the other day. I wouldn't even talk to people because, you know, I wasn't very good in groups and all this kind of stuff. I don't know what kind of stuff you've overcome to get to where you are now, but if you look back at that, and everybody the same, I know James had you've made massive changes already, haven't you? Big
James.
Doug, you've lost lots of weight, haven't you, before you got here? Yeah, you know, Sharon's the same, I'm pretty sure everyone, Kelly, you've had all sorts to overcome. You know what I mean? If we look back at that and not measure ourselves on this, we can only be on to a winner, can't we? You know? Because we can always look back and see the footsteps that we've made as we've gone down this little journey. But very often we will measure ourselves on this ideal. The ideal doesn't exist, and that's why you got the progression award. This would be for perfection. Doesn't exist. This is progression. This is you. You're on the right track. You know. So does that help?
Yeah.